Hey, everyone.
You forgot one very unimportant guest.
Titan. Close.
She even winked at you.
Yeah. All righty, folks. I'm trying to get some stuff here set up here, so we're ready to go here. Yeah, this is a bit of a hey, Lori. We're going to do a little roll call here first, get everybody, and then we'll start going to stuff. So we got myself, got Southern Ohio Prepping, Grumpy, John's Travels in the audience, Big Dreams Homestead, Mimsy's Garden's going to be in and out. Learn to Survive is here. Hey, McCoy's Oak Hill Farm, Uncle Al, that's Die Bullfrog 79. Tibor is here.
We also have Gemini Homestead, Papa Truck Pepsteader, Just in Time Prepping, Moon Farm, Strong Enough to Bend Homestead, Michael Ryan, Adams Eden Farm, Morris Patch of Heaven, Michelle P., Mary Carter,
Right,
320 Homestead.
Okay. Did you catch, you got 320 Organic Roots, Raw Roots Farm?
There they are.
Okay.
Springfield.
Yep. I think everybody's coming over from Springfield. Good to have everybody here.
Uh-oh. It's a raid.
It's a raid. It's a raid. Yay. No, it's not a SWAT. It's a raid. It's a YouTube raid. Big difference.
Those are easy to deal with.
Yes, those are. Those are just saying hi to everybody.
So welcome from my side of the nation.
Okay. So we're going to be covering a sensitive topic here. I'm hoping to see a special name pop up in the side chat here, so I can bring them up here. I was spent several hours down at the sheriff's department today talking to the people down there. There's a couple of lieutenants and lieutenant, captain, and the sheriff. So hopefully I can get one of them is going to pop in here.
Hey, Kathy.
And so hopefully we will be doing good. So we got, okay, good. I got plenty of stuff. Yes, you are, Moon Farm. So, first thing I want to pull up here and talk to everybody and first define what swatting is. So,
stressful.
Wrong one. This one here. Okay. So, swatting here, according to our famous Wikipedia, is a criminal harassment tactic deceiving emergency service by means of hoaxing an emergency service dispatcher into sending police, emergency responders to a person's address, just triggering a false report of serious law enforcement emergency, blah, 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 bomb threat, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, the term comes from the use of the special weapons and tactics teams called SWAT, because usually they're the ones that will respond to a shooting, someone being killed, hostage situation, stuff like that.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me answer. Hey, just in time prepping. Will, he just answered that. He said he was at the sheriff's department part of today. That's where he was when you were live.
Yeah, I got back. I opened it up, and you were signing off when I got back from the sheriff's department.
Welcome. Southern Blessed Homestead. Welcome.
Adams E Farm. Hey guys. So, anyways, basically, so making false reports to emergency service is a criminal offense in many countries. In March of 2015, a man, well, we're going to get into this part here, a man was sentenced to 20 years for carrying out a fatal 2017 swatting. Okay, so let's scroll on down beyond that here, there's some, you know, he talks
Hey,
about the
buddy Nash.
techniques. Everyone, you can check this out. This is just Google's, swatting and look on Wikipedia. But interesting thing, I have to give thumbs up to Seattle, Washington. In October of 2018, their police department took a three-pronged approach to combat swatting by educating their 911 dispatchers to identify potential swatting calls, ensuring officers are aware of potential for a hoax situation, and creating a opt-in registry for people who fear that they may become victims of swatting, such as journalists, celebrities, or live streamers. Hey guys, we're mentioned there, live streamers. Using the registry, these people can provide cautionary information to the police, which will inform officers responding to a potential swatting attempt targets at the victim's address. So Seattle's is way ahead of everybody else on this.
Surprising considering where that's at.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one of the things I was talking to our people down there. I got to go down and meet with them again on Monday. And so I'll be down in more meetings down there with the sheriff's department on Monday, trying to get them to implement this type of a format in my county. Also, in the United States, swatting can be prosecuted through federal crime statutes.
All
And
right, hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Blue Healer just said that she just got out of, or he, sorry, I can't remember which. Forgive me. Just got out of a live stream where they were trolled really bad and they just shut it down. So, mods, if you're paying attention, watch out for the swatters. I'm trying to watch too, but you guys are a little bit quicker than I am at the moment. Continue,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So, in the United States now, some of the federal crime statutes is conspiracy to retaliate against a witness, victim, or informant, conspiracy to commit access, device fraud, and unauthorized access of a protected computer. And basically, any computer that has an antivirus or VPN on it is considered a protected computer now. An accomplice may be found guilty of conspiring to obstruct justice. And in California, Silicon Valley striking here. Callers bear the full cost of the response, which can range up to $10,000.
Okay, now to answer a quick question from T-Board. Are they hacking the victim to get their address? No. One credit card, $60 is all you need, a name and a state. After that, you have all their public information. And if you have the right program, you can even get their background information, as in police records and stuff. Depends on how sophisticated you are. It doesn't take much. And these swatters who do this don't care about money. They don't. Continue, sir.
Yeah, they think they're going to be totally not only exonerated, but fully non-capturable because they're using all these high-tech things to get around the system. All right. Yeah. So there's been several things, several senators and assemblymen and representatives that have passed bills to punish these people. And guess what happens? They're immediately targeted by these slime balls with swatting calls. Okay, so I'm going to pull that one down and go over here to, we're going to talk a little bit about what happened in Los Angeles and get a background on it. Okay, so in 2017, December, a guy was at home and he wound up, the SWAT team was sent there because of some gamers, and try to find the full information here. But this guy that made the call was had been doing this for other things, but he accepted a 20-year to 25-year sentence as part of the plea. All right.
Okay, I need to answer a question here from Kathy.
Uh-huh.
Kathy, no, they do not have to ring it off an actual phone to ping it off a 911 cell tower. I can go onto a phone, a tablet, anything, pull up a third-party texting program that allows you to make voice over internet protocol telephone calls, VIOP. I could be sitting here in America, use a VIOP setup to ping it through Brazil to call California. When they try to trace that route, they're going to see it's Brazil, but that's where it'll stop, because most police departments don't have this capability and sophistication to trace it past Brazil. Okay. I, on the other hand, do, because that's just the kind of idiot I am. But, you know, that's where most of them stop. They don't have the technology. The FBI, on the other hand, can trace it. And if there's enough swatting calls on an address, then the FBI does get involved, as they have with certain other YouTubers of recent notoriety. Go ahead.
So, yeah, so this is the guy did, but basically, Andrew Finch was the victim, and he lived in the house that one of the gamers had lived in previously, the one that was supposed to be the victim of the SWAT, but they did not have his current address. They had his old address. And so basically, Barris he was involved with two other gamers, one from Ohio, one from Wichita. The one from Wichita was supposed to be the target. The one from Ohio was the one that solicited Barris in California to make the swatting call. And so, that's what all that happened. But basically,
I need to address another issue here.
Yeah.
All right. Just, like I said, my example, I could route it through the internet through Brazil, but using the program I'd be using, I can make it look like it's a California cell number. Okay. It's not that hard. The program lets you input any phone number you want because it's an internet program. You don't have an actual phone. So it's using any number you input. It's assuming that that number is actually your number. It doesn't check. It doesn't care. So I'm going to spoof it. And I'm going to say the telephone number is 555-121212, supposed California number. Route that through Brazil. Their 911 call center sees it as a 555-1212 phone number. They see it as local. They can't trace that at the 911 switchboard. That's, all it sees is that number that shows up. The only way they can go past that is by pulling up the record from 911 dispatch using an internet program to back trace it. Local police and I would say most of LA County Sheriff can't back trace that because it is a very sophisticated program. It takes people who've been playing on the internet for years to be able to understand the complexities of these programs needed to back trace through 200, 300, 400 IP routers to try and get back to the original IP address. It's not hard, but it's technical. And if you don't understand the technical part of it, then it can be very confusing. And that's what a lot of YouTubers who are talking about this don't understand. It's not hard to do this, and it's not hard to hide yourself. Unfortunately, there are very few places in the US that can actually back trace it all the way to its source. FBI, CIA, all our favorite ABC groups. They're the only ones that can actually do it on a normal, regular basis, unless you have programs that are like I do, like 12 years old, that aren't supported anymore. But dummies like me have them because I'm a computer program hoarder. I've got a box upstairs of CD-ROMs that I've had since 2001. So It's just, I like technical stuff. That's why I have these programs. Go ahead.
Yeah, there is a bunch of different programs to do this, and that's the problem. But getting back to this guy, what was happening here, the guy was trying to SWAT the one guy. The one guy found out about it. somehow got in contact with the other guy. He dared him to go ahead and SWAT him. He didn't care. Well, they found they had the wrong address, sent the guys to the wrong address. But he used this script. He said, I killed my dad because my mom and dad were arguing. Killed my dad. Now my mom and my brother are in the closet now. I'm aiming a gun at them in the closet. That's what he told the police. So, and basically that went through. And then the guy from Ohio that was actually the one that initiated it, this little dweeb butt here. Okay, 19-year-old is sentenced to 15 months in prison for recruiting a prankster to make a bonus 911 that resulted in the fatal shooting of the guy in Kansas. All right, this dweeb was upset about a $1.50 bet.
Hey, Howie.
While playing Call of Duty. So, all right, so let me go ahead and drop that one off.
Big dreams, if I didn't catch it earlier. She moved mountains.
Drop that off.
Tinker's wife.
Drop that off. Okay, I'm going to take it back, just the two of us here while I dig up one more little thing here for you guys. Where is it? Did I accidentally close it out? I think I accidentally closed it out.
Oops.
Let me double check down here. Yeah, I accidentally closed it out. So give me 1 second here. There was
check your email.
One of our own, Grant McIntosh, last January the 27th was swatted. So hang on a second here. Bring up YouTube on it, and I'm going to give you guys the link. He just put out a video on his that actually he got from the police, got the video. I got the audio tape of the call. So see here.
Lori Jean, Google Voice is a voice over internet protocol. That's exactly what that's based on. So is Alexa. So mine doesn't pop up and say hello.
Okay, see if I can find that one here real quick. Okay. It's not coming up that way. Let me get it the other way then.
Hey, Grampy Campy.
Yes. W8. Swatted.
Yes, VIOP. Not VOIP. IOP. Sorry, big dreams.
Yeah, oh, here it is. There's a bunch of them on here, but this one here, let me bring this one up. And this is the link to his video.
Yes, Samson, it is. And it is the most abused system right now.
And see if I can get this to work here. Subtitles.
Or VOIP, however you want to put it. It's VOIP. But it's been around since first time I used it was, I want to say 1990.
Okay. When you do that, guys, here, let me put this back up here and I'll show you real quick. So this is his video here, right here. YouTuber swatted live. Over here on the settings here, you need to put it so it's the subtitles is on. So I don't know if you guys can see the subtitles there.
That's it.
Let's see if I can enlarge this just a little bit here for you guys.
No, they're small.
No, I'm trying to blow the video up. It won't take it up big because YouTube has it locked on that side. All right, but yeah, he goes through it, and about a minute and 15 seconds into the video, the police knock on his door. And so he has
Practical Outdoors. Good evening.
All right, so he's gotten up to go to the door.
My hometown.
His wife's going out there too. And here's the police coming to his house. he had cameras out front to record this. And so they actually were, so there's when they rang the bell, and then the guy stepped back.
And as you notice, their pistols are drawn.
Yes.
They are ready for a fight when they first walk up. They don't want to. They'd rather put them away and keep them holstered. But they're ready just in case there is a problem.
Yeah. Okay. So he had a flashlight in his hand. They had him put the flashlight down. And then, okay, now I can't hardly read it. It says police department. Yeah, I just got my girlfriend with a knife, and he goes through the whole thing, get address, and he says, I'm freaking out. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm afraid I might kill the kid. I might do this, stab somebody. I need help. Somebody come get me, type stuff. And that's what he's going on. That's the wording of the actual call to the police station. And he's building it up. He says, my name is Grant. And he builds it up as if, he is going to hurt whoever comes as well.
Homestead, hello.
So that's the video that I was shown night before last by another YouTuber. He called me, emailed me, and showed me this and wants to get some stuff going here on this, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this tonight, because it is so important.
I was swatted too. Right after me and West Virginia Prepared Mind were shutting down her live stream, they showed up at my door.
Yeah. So
the good thing is I actually have a rapport with my sheriff's department, so they didn't come out with guns drawn. They just tried sneaking up on the apartment. But I have cameras watching my whole property.
Okay, so let me pull back over here, and I'm going to go ahead and kill that video. But the video's in there, people. It's worth going and watching it. Now, the other thing that happened on Monday night, two-family homestead got swatted. Fortunately, they knew the deputy that was responding. He knew them. And it's like, and she says, Andrew, what are you doing here? And explain what was going on. So one of the things I want to go over with you guys, and get it up here.
That should shrink us down again, make us look like Smurfs.
Yeah. Okay. So, Dave, before I go on to this next thing here, will you go through what you've been doing before you got swatted with your sheriff's department? Talk about, things you've done with them and everything. This is important, people. This is important.
Well, for me, I never anticipated getting swatted, but I kind of half expected it for the last, year and a half or so. When Prepper Nurse 1 got swatted, I was part of a group called X Nation, and we all transferred over to a Discord server because of that. And I was still doing lives, and I kind of hesitated, So I made sure that my sheriff's department knew that I did YouTube videos at the very least, and that once in a while I might be live. I also made sure that I made myself known to quite a few of the deputies. So if they did show up at my house, they listened to me by name, and when they knocked on the door, they would use my name and not just start screaming. I also have security cameras, and let me see if I got that picture on my desktop real quick, to watch all areas. Here, let me get this pulled up, and you can share it there, Gil.
All right.
It's unfinished, so don't laugh at it too hard yet. But if you look over here right above my laptop, you see those? That's where my cameras are right now. So as I'm looking at you, my cameras are literally right above it. I can see my cameras without, trying to turn my head anymore. They're not as mobile as they used to be, but this way I can still actually, pay attention to what's going on.
Right.
I've got everything up to the front porch, the rear porch, plus all the drives coming into the property. I can see them if they show up, or anybody for that matter. So having a security system is, a protection action for yourself. I have a quality system that's relatively inexpensive, especially for the quality you're getting. So if you want to look that up, go through my playlist, look up Securo. surveillance systems. Words are hard some days.
Yeah.
Make sure you notify your local police department. Say, hey, I do YouTube videos. Once in a while, I go live. Just on the off chance that you ever get a phone call, here's my private number, or here's a number you can contact me at. Here's the name of my YouTube channel with a link so they can find it. So if they get a call, and which is what I'm pretty sure they're doing for me now, because I made sure the chief knew. I said, hey, this is my YouTube channel. Check it, see if I'm on. And so they're going to check. If they get a phone call, they're going to check to see if I'm live on YouTube. If they don't see that, then they're going to give me a call. So making sure you have that as a primary plan, and then a backup plan, just having cameras, have an outside light on, and go ahead, Gil. I'll shut up.
Okay. All right.
I'll ruin your presentation if I go anymore.
No. All right. But you had been dealing with the police department, or the sheriff's department. You've been dealing with, you knew them, they know you. You've been raising, you had a little fundraiser type thing going on for them as well.
Yep.
So when the deputies that came, you knew them, right? And they knew you.
Yep. The lead deputy knew me. I didn't know the younger lady and the older guy that were there was 4 of them that showed up. All 4 had their hands on their side. Nothing was drawn, but all 4 were ready. And Lori, yes, I would. If you want to go back to doing lives, yes, talk to your RCMP. Just so they know, give them your YouTube channel and let them know. Because this has happened worldwide. It's just not published in other countries. It's happened a lot here in the US, and the families squash it because they don't want their families tied to such a heinous act.
Right.
So, I mean, but just.
Okay. All right. So, with that, I'm going to bring this up here now to this one here. We're going back to Munchkins. So, what can you do?
I feel like a Smurf.
You feel like a Smurf. See if I can get this to work right here. Okay. So, meet with your local Leos. Get to know them. Talk to them. Give them all the information, like Dave was saying, about you, that you do live streams. There are flyers that are sent out by by the FBI to law enforcement. There are flyers sent out by Homeland Security to law enforcement. Right now, there is a push in Congress to try to get swatting deemed as domestic terrorism. If it gets through, there will be more resources available for tracking these scumbags down. All right, so number 2, like Dave has, install CCTV camera system.
You have a backstage person there, Gil.
Yeah, I know, but we're on a script here, and so I want to wait before I bring Will in. So when we hit number 6, Will, I'll bring you in. I have a CCTV system here. I only got 2 cameras outside right now. I have 27 other cameras that I brought from California that I will be setting up around this place. I will have behind my green screen here, I have 4 monitors set up, and I will have all these cameras set up on the monitors so that while I'm watching you, I'll be taking that screen down. I'll be able to watch everything that's going on outside behind me while I'm doing a live stream. All right. Number 3, put up a sign on the door, a decent sized sign saying live,
Kathy.
live broadcast, live YouTube broadcast in session or live stream, whatever.
Kathy asked, and it's actually CCTV is closed circuit TV.
Yeah, closed circuit.
Sorry.
Yeah. It basically, it's basically think of private circuit. Private, it's not out where anybody can get to it. So put a sign up letting, if anybody comes up, know, on live stream, and a note. Live streamers are subject to being swatted. That lets the police, if the police show up and they aren't in the loop for some reason, lets them know, okay. And they will, hopefully they'll dial them down a little bit right then and there. Number 4, leave the outside lights on. So illuminate your outside around your house. Also, you may want to leave lights on in other rooms, so if they need to go up and peek through the window or whatever, they can see what's going on. They can see there's no blood. Well, hopefully you haven't just slaughtered some chickens or processed some chickens and whatever. So you don't. But anyways, you got it set up like that. All right. Number 5. This is very important for you. Remain calm. Don't start swearing, jumping up and down, waving your hands.
Hey, Grandma.
All right. I started out in law enforcement straight out of high school. I went to work for the College District Police Services. I went to do the police academy. I still worked at the College District as a full-fledged peace officer. I went to work for the Sheriff's Department. I worked for the Sheriff's Department.
Sorry.
I helped set up the Department of Homeland Security. All right. I've been in law enforcement a lot. My dad was a special deputy sheriff. My grandmother was a special deputy sheriff. My grandfather was a town marshal. Remain calm. You start getting agitated, the hairs on the back of their neck start going up, and they start getting, okay, I'm looking for something to happen. You remain calm. I know it'll be hard. Remain calm. That way you're not escalating them. Also, respect the responding Leos. In case anybody doesn't know, Leo stands for Law Enforcement Officer. Whether it's state police, county sheriff, city police, they're all, we refer to all of them as Leos, law enforcement officers.
And most of them my pastor is a former police chief for a little town in Michigan. He still carries. He still does private investigators. Hey, well, one of the things I've learned, and some of the foster homes and shelter homes that I went through as I was growing up, one of them was a state police dispatcher. One of them was a county sheriff's officer. So my entire life has been around police departments. One of the things I learned at a very early age, whether I'm right or I'm wrong, whether I'm guilty or not, doesn't matter. Always respect those wearing a badge, because if you give them respect, no matter how bad the crime is, you will get respect back. You give them the respect that they deserve. Even if you just killed somebody, if you give them respect, they're not going to slam you on the ground. They're not going to rough you up. They're not going to treat you like a piece of dirt. They're going to give you some respect. You may still get a little roughed up when they put the cuffs on you because they're probably irritated that you just killed somebody. But, it's not going to be as bad as if you start spouting off and acting a fool.
Yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and hit on that so I can type in there. All right. So do this here. Hang on. One more thing here. And I'm going to ask Will for some input here. Okay. All right, Will. You've heard the things we've done and what we got listed here. First thing on your mind, what else would you add to do to protect yourself both before and after an event?
See what Kathy put.
After I got swatted or what?
Yeah, beforehand. Well, anything else you think of you do beforehand?
I always put a sign up, like you said. I always have a sign put up that says I'm live streaming or that I'm shooting a video or something. And I've done that ever since I really started YouTube.
Yep, sorry about that, Will.
Not only does it help the people around your house, but it helps people outside your house too. Yeah. I put a live stream or a video piece of paper just written on it up in my house, and then I put one on the front door and the back door saying that I'm in progress of doing something. And I think that I just do it out of keeping people out of my hair while I'm doing something. So I guess since swatting started, I should think about getting in touch with my law enforcement officer, like you said. I mean, heck, it's right down the road.
Yeah.
Learn to survive. So I'm going to address that real quick. 99% of the cops I've ever met in my life, when I drove truck, the local sheriff's departments and police departments in some of the cities that I'd never been to became my personal taxi service. And the fact that I'd stop at a police department or a sheriff's department as a truck driver, say, look, I'm trying to find this address, and I don't want to take my truck down some street and take out power lines or run over curb signs. And most of the time, I would they'd put me in their car up front, and they'd drive me a route to where I had to go. And that's in almost every state that I'd ever been to where I went for the very first time.
Before I quit
comment
drinking,
that cops are on powered trips, most of them, no. I highly disagree with that.
Yeah,
Before I
100%
quit-
But if
before I
disagree.
you-
quit
with
drinking, before I quit drinking, all the cops knew me.
Yeah, but most cops today are not on power trips. There's one or two bad ones out there that they're the ones that get highlighted, and everybody goes, "Oh, everyone's like that." Well, no, everyone. Most cops are not. Most of them are good fathers, husbands. They're trying to get by. They have this altruistic personality that they want to help. Right? That's why they're caught. That's why they went through the process to become law enforcement. It's not easy to become a cop. You have to have a bachelor's degree now. You have to spend so much time. It's so incredibly hard to become a police officer right now.
You got to renew every 3 to 6 months, depending on where you're located at. You got to renew all your credentials. I knew a couple of cops that even in a small town, they still had to go and recertify their shooting techniques, and then they had to go and take classes every 6 months on how to do people skills and stuff like that.
Yeah, there is so much training going on now for law enforcement from city to federal. At Homeland Security, I had to take over 100 hours of online course training a year. And some of it repeated every year. There was a 2-hour class on how not to profile that I had to take twice a year, every year. All right, let's get down here to what Shimu's Mountain says. What if we don't live in our own city or don't have our own city officers, but the county does have officers? How do you? All right, the city I live in, number of police officers it has, 0. The county seat where the sheriff is at is 17 miles to the south of me. I spent 4 hours down there today talking with them. So I was talking with the bunch of the deputies, lieutenant, all those guys down there. I was hoping that the sheriff or one of the captain was going to try to come on here tonight. I gave him all the information to come on here, and I told him how it worked. StreamYard works, so it'd be easy for him to come on. If all they needed is make sure they had the webcam. And the one guy said, "Oh yeah, my son's got a webcam." So I was hoping that they were going to come on and be able to talk to you guys.
All right, let me address something the Dog Patch just said. An officer that feels threatened is a danger. If you're threatened, are you a danger to somebody if you're being threatened? Yes. That goes without saying for everybody. If I walk up to Gil and he feels threatened by my approach, he is a danger to me, because that means he's going to react in a manner that could possibly harm me. Even though, I'm really not going to do anything, but I am kind of ugly and scary. So, he may feel threatened when I walk up. But they're trained, most of them are trained to put that fear that they may experience in check, and they have to deal with that at another date and time. Most cops that I know, in fact, I'd say all cops that I know, if they walk up to a situation and they suddenly feel threatened, they don't let that interfere with their actions. They have to compartmentalize that and deal with it later. That's why some of the cops that I do associate with now, like Mike the cop, he's got a program called Humanizing the Badge, because there are a lot of officers that don't know how to compartmentalize properly, and they keep it buried, and then they wind up killing themselves because they can't take it no more. Those aren't bad cops. Those are good cops who never got the help they needed. And it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody needs help sometime for something, be it mental, physical, whatever. These guys, having lived around them a lot, Gil can testify to this as well. These guys clock in at, say, 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 at night, and they work a 12-hour shift. And you watch Cops and all this other program, they show all this exciting stuff. They don't show the guy that just drove up, got a call, just come on duty, 8 o'clock, gets a call to an accident scene. And inside that car is a mangled baby's body that's missing half its limbs. That cop now has to go the rest of that 12-hour shift with that in the back of his mind constantly. Okay? Can you do that? I know I'd have a hard time doing it. I'd have to call my boss, Sarge, I'm going home. That tore me up bad. But they can't. They have to stay the entire shift. Then they have to go home and sleep during the day when their wife and kids are out so they miss that family time, the ability to decompress and get some of that affection that they may need from their family. I'll tell you what, if you've never seen a half decapitated baby's body, if you've never seen it, I pray you never do. But if you've never seen that in real life, be thankful. I have. I came up on a car accident while I was driving truck. I was the second person there. The car went underneath the trailer on a nice sheet of ice, took the top of the car off. Mommy, daddy, and baby gone. Right? That
Yeah.
will mess you up for life. And these cops have to deal with this week in, week out, year in, year out. So
Yeah.
always have a little bit more compassion for these guys when you're dealing with them. Because they may have just came off that accident when they're trying to come to your house because they just got a swatted call. And now they're upset with after what they see. And now they're trying to deal with you. And they got a call that you've done something bad. They're going to be on edge. So yeah, they're a danger because they're on edge, not because they are dangerous.
Yeah.
You'll get it back.
I want to add to that. All right. When I was going through the police academy, I was working as a reserve for the sheriff's department. We got a call to go out to the town of Clayton, which is in Contra Costa County there. And there's a road out there called Marsh Creek Road, and it winds through the canyons and out through there to out to Clayton. Well, we get out there and there's a highway patrolman there. You know, he's got an accident, so we're backing up the highway patrol while he deals with, you know, all the reports and stuff. And we're doing traffic control, and there's this car rolled off the edge on the curve, down out into the field, rolled over about 6 times. It was doing about 75 miles an hour in a 35 zone. The car had, when it started its rollover, 8 teenagers in it. It only had seatbelts for 5. Guess what I found, and I had to deal with out in that field. Yeah, I was really, it's still, you know, looking, you know, it brings back the memories even now, it just shakes me up still. And that was over 30 years ago. That was such a horrific scene. And anybody tells me, oh, you know, gives anybody of our veterans that have been in combat and seen that stuff a bad time, I'm sorry, I'm just change the subject. I'm about to get really rude here. Okay. Let me bring this other thing back up here, adding to what Kathy said.
I would say that one of the big things you should absolutely do is just respect the officer that comes to the door. I mean, if you haven't done anything wrong, you don't have anything to hide. So the main thing is stay as calm as possible and answer the questions.
Yeah, and we answered the door. I think this was Kathy had mentioned this in one of the things back there was answer the door with empty hands. If you have all the lights on outside and stuff, yeah, you may want to go and look for, keep a flashlight by the door, but answer the door with empty hands, especially if you see a patrol car out there on the street or something like that. Because that means if the patrol car is there, it means they're just off the side there doing officer safety, waiting for you to come out. So like they did there in that video with Grant.
Speaking of sheriff's departments, just rolled through the church parking lot next door.
Closed circuit TV helps out.
Yeah, we talked about that not very many live streams ago about having surveillance around your house to make sure that you know what's going on around your surroundings.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So everybody in the chat, now's your time to start chiming in here. What else can you think of to add to this list here of things that you can do to help alleviate or mitigate the situation of a possible SWAT call on you? Okay, go ahead and if you have any ideas, put it up there. Now, Let's see what we got there. Okay, Lori says stay as anonymous as possible. Well, if you're live streaming, you're not anonymous.
Yeah, I was just going
But
to say something.
you can protect your other identity and stuff. I mean, other parts of your identity, you know, and everything. I'll go into that just a second. See what else in there. Big dreams. No, you want to keep that camera live and the microphone live. You want to record everything.
CYA, cover your own butt.
Yeah.
Don't
give out your full name on the internet.
Yeah, don't give out your full name. Like I go by Will and Gil goes by Gil and all that stuff.
Okay,
but don't tell them your
Hold
last
on.
name.
You know what? Everybody's got their Facebook page on there. Guess what? They've got your full name.
Yeah,
they've already got everybody else. We got Facebook on there.
Social media.
Yeah, that's what my YouTube channel is not connected to my Facebook page at all.
All right, guys, the link I just threw up there is to a security camera system. It's the same one that I have.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see what something here. I want to make contact when I saw. Come on. There we go. There was something here. Someone said, where was it? Something in the chat I wanted to point out here. Okay. Going back a little bit to what Lori said.
One guy says use a Gil. One guy says use a PO box instead of your real address.
Exactly.
I don't list my address. Very few people.
And that's what I do. Nobody knows a couple of you guys know my real address, but I have to trust you to give you my real address. I have a PO box I've used on YouTube ever since I started.
Well, you've got my address. All you got to do is go to Facebook, and you'll get it in your private messages.
Come on, what happened there? Okay, all right. It started jumping on me here. It jumped on me here. Okay.
Sorry for cutting you off, Gil.
All right. So, like Lori said, be anonymous as possible. If we're on YouTube and we're putting out videos there, yeah, you need to limit the information you're putting out there. Like Dave said earlier, there are programs out there that you can pay, and they will bring up all sorts of information on you. There are a bunch of free ones out there as well. Zaba Search is one that we used to use a lot. But like with Zaba Search, they are required. If you contact them and say, hey, take my information off, they must, by law, remove your information from their service. All right. So, but there are hundreds of these stupid companies out there. And you're just going to take you a month of Sundays to contact them all to get your information off of there.
See you later, Anthony.
A lot of them will actually
take it easy, Anthony.
Ask you if they can use your information or not. Hey, I usually just tell them to block it, but there's a lot that don't.
Yeah.
Night, Anthony.
Go back down here. All right. Let's see any other ideas on there that I might have missed. Anybody see any ones popping up? Yeah. So yeah, I have a PO box on my channel. What?
Well, there's two sides of that, Kathy. The one side is what you're saying there, so the perps don't get their kicks. Another side is having it recorded so you cover your own butt. Because what happens if, on the off chance that you answer that door in an inappropriate manner, but you're not really doing anything wrong, and the cops freak out because he's on edge after just dealing with that bad car accident, and he's not in his right frame of mind. He's a good cop, but he's a little, that baby's still flashing in the back of his mind, and you open that door up a little too suddenly, and he flinches. Okay, you want to be able to cover your own butt. Okay, that's why I have a camera on the front door. The cameras do pick up the voice. And if I'm on a live stream, my camera doesn't point at the door, but it'll pick up what's being said. So it still covers my butt and theirs as well, because that way, if I say they did something and they didn't, my own cameras are going to be my own worst enemy.
Yeah, I think I read something up the line there, and it said something in that line of thought, Dave, that if by chance, like when I record or do my live streams, I'm in the back part of my house, so I'm not really towards any of my doors. So if somebody were to come in because I didn't hear them or whatever, I would just leave my camera running so it would catch anything that was going on. And that would be a CYA or whatever you want to call it, just to make sure that I'm covering all my bases.
Okay, I just threw something in there that to go in up goes back to number 1. Ask to meet your beat officer deputy. They're assigned to specific beats that they are in charge of. Yeah, something goes off, they come from all the other beats, but that beat officer is there. That's his beat, and they usually don't rotate beats, but every year. So he has at least a whole year there as your beat. In some departments, it's longer. So ask to meet your beat officer, not only the daytime one, but the nighttime officer. And there are different things. When I was in California, I had the beat officers for the city I was in there coming over to the house every couple months. I call up, hey, is Officer Bailey busy right now? No. Hey, this is Gil. Can you have him come by here? And the dispatchers, after a while, knew exactly who I was. And if he's got nothing going on, have him come by. I want to talk to him about something. He comes by, chit chat a little bit, maintain a friendship with your law enforcement, not just an acquaintance, a friendship.
I let my neighbors know that I do filming for YouTube and stuff, that could help you if the police were nosing around or something and they just see your neighbors out and they ask, hey, what do you know about this guy next door? Well, he does a lot of YouTube,
Yeah.
So that could help you out a lot.
I don't trust my neighbors.
Yeah, sometimes you can't. You got to worry about your neighbors. But
well, my one neighbor, all I know for sure is when I say hi, he said no comprende. So.
Okay, hang on. Here's another one to add. Wrong one. Where was it? There it is. There's the one I wanted.
If you have an aggressive dog, yes, lock it up.
Yeah.
But make sure you iterate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if they're beating on your door, let us in. Don't just walk off and do it. Say, let me put my dog up first. It's aggressive. Reiterate and enunciate clearly what you are doing. Because they hear you walking back to the back, stomping your feet and slamming the door. They're going to assume, as per their training, that you're going to barricade yourself with a weapon in that room. They're going to come through that door faster than you can say, oh, crap. And reiterate and enunciate clearly what your actions are. If you have an aggressive dog, say, let me please put my aggressive dog up.
You got to teach me how to do that so you're doing there with that extra screen.
It's PowerPoint program.
Yeah, I just got a PowerPoint up on the second monitor. I'm sharing the second monitor.
Oh, you're sharing a second monitor?
Yes.
That's why I couldn't get it to work earlier.
Let the dog away. Let the dog away.
You're doing.
Hate to be grammar police, but check out your first word.
But okay. But the dog got away.
But the dog got away.
Yeah. Sometimes I type faster. I don't. My mind thinks I'm putting one thing in, and my fingers are going, "Screw you! I'm putting something else in."
I do that on a daily basis. Yes, let's not bring up Lori Jean's faux pas the other night. Sorry, Lori, I couldn't resist.
We're supposed to be nice to her.
So what we're doing is we're talking about what's been going on, especially heavily this last week with the trolls out there, and even these, by troll standards, these guys that are doing it are really the scum of the earth. Are calling the police what's called swatting. They'll call the police and say, "Oh, I'm so and so. I just freaked out and I shot my wife, or I killed my husband, whatever it is." And they get the police to come, send out the SWAT team, and try to you know, basically come in there, charge over, hook you up and everything else. And basically it's a way to harass you, and it's now a federal crime. So
it's really on the rise. It's really on the rise. You guys pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so you have a big barking dog. Yeah, it's like, let me put the dog away. I don't want him to hurt you. He's the threat, not me.
I don't know about saying that part, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
definite, please let me put my dog away is aggressive.
Yeah.
And when you say he is aggressive, make sure you enunciate it clearly. Because
Yeah.
if you say, did they just say they're aggressive? Okay, everybody back up and go in single file. You know, make sure you're clear. Make sure your intentions are clearly stated so they understand.
Well put there, Tinker's wife.
Yeah. Double check something over here on this screen. So yeah, I've got 3 monitors here, guys. So that's why I'm going this way, and this way.
Well, Lori Jean, if you're aggressive, we're all in trouble. I thought you were a really sweet young lady, but you're saying you're aggressive, Lori. Uh-oh. Everybody watch out. She's going to break out her mom voice.
She gets snowbound, you know. She has to let her hair down.
Well, Lori can get aggressive by shoving food in their face. And that's something else. All right. In getting to know your law enforcement, there are several programs out there that I've heard some of the homesteading out in kind of six are trying. They get together to have like a barbecue. Invite your law enforcement to the barbecue. Let them know this is a get to know everybody. They will show up. Heck, the chief or the sheriff may come on out himself to the barbecue to get to know you guys as well. All right.
We're sorry, Lori. Okay, let's back off, Lori. Her belly's hurting for more than just laughing too hard. Go drink some chamomile tea, Lori. Chamomile tea.
Oh, yeah. Now, there is if you look at my about page, it says on my about page that I retired from Homeland Security. Now, Will can tell you what happened to the one troll that was no, it wasn't him. It was Steve's. It was Corsair Trainers. Steve did not have any mods when he got hit by a couple trolls, and he was making us moderators. But these guys were spoofing our names.
They were in there in just a matter of seconds too.
Yeah, and they were spoofing our channel names. So when Steve went to try to make Anthony at Palmetto Prepared a moderator, he accidentally clicked on one of the spoof names, and it was actually one of the trolls that got made a moderator. He had to take it away, but you know that troll started blocking several of the other people on there. Well, one of them, well, all of a sudden it pops up that I did something. Like, I didn't do that. And so one of them had tried to spoof my channel name. Well, evidently he looked and saw about me and went, oh shit, and unspoofed it, because all of a sudden he disappeared. And a couple seconds later, all the trolls disappeared.
Hey, Kathy, when you're doing a live stream, the only way you're going to know if it's the actual channel name that you're wanting it to or not is if you click the 3 little dots and go to that channel and see what it shows.
Yeah,
that's the only way you're going to be able to complete that. A spoof is a fake.
Especially if they're saying something that know them, and they're talking about stuff, and the conversation that they're posting there makes sense to you. That's a little bit of a clue, but still, you may want to check on it and then make sure it goes to their actual channel, and then make them the mod. That's
why you really want to make your mods before you start doing a lot of live streaming. Make your mods out of people that you know, so that as you're live streaming, your mods will check people out. I got some really good mods.
Yeah.
And Howie makes a good point too. OPSEC, operational security.
Yep.
Make sure your OPSEC is in level 1. Don't walk around and just la-di-da-di-da. Make
Don't
sure
play
that
around. Don't play around live streaming without mods because they will get you.
Yeah.
It never used to be like that, darn it, but that's how it is anymore. And just worth it just to have all your ducks in a row.
All right. Now, there's one thing right now, and there's a couple out here. I could add more mods, but I got plenty of mods in here right now. But there's a couple others that I know it's not the one looking at the one right now, because there's only one person I know of that calls Anthony Tony. And I think Will knows who that is too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he ever wants to be a mod, I will make him a mod because, he's a fun guy to poke fun at, and he pokes fun back.
Yes.
We don't take anything offensively.
Well, I don't know. If he walks through the room with that dog again, that dog farts again, I don't know, man. That dog is bad.
All right. So let me all right. I'm going to change this one here and make this one.
I can't read it, Gil, because
I know I'm going to. I want to make sure. I want to make sure I spell it right before I show it. Okay, I'll just do it that one there. So, but basically, what's on there right now? Big Dreams Homestead saying don't show license plate, address numbers, etc. Yeah, that's all part of practicing OPSEC, operational security.
Be right back. I need coffee.
Okay.
But you should probably know that anyway. But if you don't, that is perfectly. Yeah. You don't ever show that stuff.
Now, everyone, let me grab this one here. Give me a second here. Check something here out. Okay. I got to go over here and I got to pull this one up here. So I'm going to give you guys a channel to go to for covering operational security. We're talking not a former Marine, because once a Marine, always a Marine. COR course. Get Steve's channel up here. Bingo. There we go. All right. All right. So this is Steve at Corsair Trainers.
Oh, thanks for coming by, Tinker's wife. Good night.
Night. Thanks for coming by. All right. So the link I just put up there is Steve at Corsair Trainers. Let me just throw it over here. Okay. His motto, making fewer victims. All right. He trains people in all sorts of stuff. All right. Let me see what his playlist, how he has his playlist set up here. But live stream, reality checks. Yeah.
I see that, Tibor.
He really brings everybody back down to earth and pulls them out of the rabbit holes with his reality checks. Personal protection, self-defense, martial arts, good stuff. Tactics, moving. All right, he has some good brain training, all good stuff here. So check out Steve at Corsair Trainers. He'll help you on your OPSEC.
Or he'll drive you absolutely crazy trying to figure it out. But see, he's man enough to admit that, though.
Yes, he is.
Or he'll just drive you crazy.
Yeah. All right. Any other ideas from out there? Yeah, that's right, Lori. Steve rocks.
He does. He's a rock and roller.
Yeah, he
did you guys go on the LA tour?
Yeah, I saw his LA tour. That was funny.
His video today was kind of comical too.
Yeah.
But he does it, and he does his comedy in such a way that it's realistic,
Yeah.
while poking fun at those who think they know it all and are the all to end all, and they're actually nothing more than wet boogers on a cold paper plate.
What?
Well, come on, these knuckle dragging, testosterone-filled Neanderthal monkeys who think they're going to rule the world
Yeah.
if crap happens are nothing more than cold snot boogers on a paper plate. They're
Cold
not
snot
gonna do
boogers.
what they
That's what
think
I
they're
missed.
doing.
Cold snot boogers. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. So,
No, I don't have a roadside mailbox. Sorry, Keith.
you know,
Well, me
exactly.
neither.
Exactly. Here's what he's talking about. If you watch your mailbox, yeah, you know, that's something else. If you have a mailbox,
You have to actually go through a gate to get to my mailbox.
yeah.
I don't have
That's
one.
why we have, actually, in the town I'm at, it is a they do not have street delivery from U.S. Mail. Everybody has a free mailbox that lives in town. But every year you got
free PO boxes.
you have to fill out the paperwork saying, yeah, I live at this address, and they give you a free mailbox.
I have I pay for my PO box and it pays for itself because I don't have to give out any personal information.
Okay, all right, hang on a second here.
Uh-oh. He knocked himself right out of the...
All right.
I am going the wrong way. Is that the one I want? That's the one I want. Okay, now it's real.
You got rid of some of it?
I trimmed it back a little bit because it was getting so bad. It was the top hair was down to here, and I couldn't eat.
I didn't mean for mine to get so short, but I did it in a hurry, and before I knew it, one side was shorter than the other. So
yeah. So
pretty soon
there you go, Kathy. It's all real.
I figured I could start all over again.
Lori's got the wrong tea.
Yeah, and I think I knocked Kathy out of her chair. She's rolling over laughing. So, but rein it back in here. I got another page here for ideas that we can fill out, guys. Where is it here? I want to go this one here.
Oh, Lori.
What did Lori say now? I need to get me. Oh, I'm sorry, Lori.
I don't think it would look right. I just don't.
Lori, when you type that in there, what came to mind was the Hugh Jackman movie, The Greatest Showman, and the singing fat lady. Not that you're fat. I'm just saying, it was the thing that I actually met her nephew. He was at our church one time. He was talking about it. Let's see.
Nope.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got to put this one up there. I got to put it up there.
Let's not get into feminine hygiene practices.
Okay, let's not be going.
All right.
Let's not go splitting hairs.
We are now leaving that. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Now that we've added a little longevity to a serious topic, other things you can do to help protect you before and afterwards. I mean, hey, if you're really into it, put a laptop out, or something out in the window, or a monitor where anybody coming up to the door sees the live stream.
I don't want to do that with my.
I would want to do that.
I'm saying if you're that worried,
would try to break the window and steal it.
Yeah, but if you're that worried, if you're out in the sticks somewhere, out like two family homestead or string, I don't know really how far out in the sticks they are, but some of the homesteading community, if you're out there,
you can get signs made. I can't remember. I've seen them. But they are like, those signs that people give you for during the elections and stuff. Mm-hmm. Those wiry signs that you can
the fiberboard,
you put in your front yard.
Yeah, the plastic cardboard.
Yeah, you can get those, and that and they have YouTube on them. I've
Yeah.
seen them, and they have your
Hey.
channel name on them. You could just
Hey,
stick one of those out in your front yard,
Hey, Tibor, we ain't grubby old goats. We just old goats.
and then everybody would know that you're somewhere around there making videos eventually.
Yeah. But I'm saying, you know, if you're worried about it and you're out there, you know, not having neighbors close by and you got a long driveway type thing, you put that in and they come up and the sign says YouTube live streaming, a little arrow pointing over, and it shows it going on, and they, you know, it might help to defuse the situation. That's just a thought. That's one of those far out in left field or right field
Yeah.
or over the center field fence.
Maybe when those
Again,
signs
that
go
falls back on my
with the
earlier
arrow with
comment.
the arrow on it going like this. YouTuber lives here.
No, because I just rather fall back on my earlier comment. Make sure the sheriff's department or your police department, whatever's the local.
Well, if they already know it, doesn't
Responding
matter. It
agency
might
is,
it
let
might
them-
give you some more subscribers.
But yeah, the yeah,
If
you
you
know,
already let them know, it's not going to hurt to advertise a little bit.
yeah. So you know, like I was saying, going back to our original 10 list there, you know, number one most important thing in my mind is meet with your local law enforcement, get to know them. You know,
I know your YouTube address so they can check.
yeah,
Like I've been
talk to them.
my doctor's nurse is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He's a subscriber now because he said, "Oh, you're a YouTuber."
Okay, talk to your law
Hey, Red
enforcement about possibly setting up a list like Seattle did of those that are possible targets of swatting pranks.
Okay, I'm
Say,
going to
hey.
address something real quick.
Okay,
I don't know what this WYZE camera is, if it's a doorbell camera and it's wireless.
Waze
and
camera.
it's- Right, I don't know.
Okay, hang on a second here. I know I've seen things on it. Let me.
I have an issue with doorbell cameras.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take nothing for them to be hacked. And if anybody is half a decent hacker, they can use that camera against you, because all it takes is about 5 minutes to take a screenshot of your camera picture, and then go in and hack your camera system and screenshot and the camera. And guess what? Stuff can be happening right outside your door and you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
A picture of your camera system into your camera.
Yeah, I would never have one. I would never have one of those Alexas or anything like that, doorbell
That's why
camera or anything like that, because it's too easily. I feel too easily hacked.
Why is more than just a doorbell camera? They got all these other cameras and stuff around that you can set around. Yeah, I've seen these for indoors, outdoors. They got the light bulb that's the camera, and they got different things set up around. You know, it's just another system, but it's set up on an app, so you can view the stuff on your phone.
Private chat, Will or Jill.
Huh?
Private chat.
Okay.
Pull that one up.
All right, hang on a second. Let me get back over here and private chat. Okay.
This system is extremely safe.
Yeah.
I am unable to hack it myself. I know what I'm doing. It can be done, but it's going to take somebody a whole lot more computing power than I currently have sitting in front of me, and I got a bit.
All right, so let's bring this back up, put this back on that, and put this here, there. So this is on Amazon. This is the system Dave has. And yeah, and so it has the different it's waterproof.
It's got its own built-in DVR.
Yeah.
And it's wireless. It's got battery backup. So you can actually carry the DVR with you everywhere in your home if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got a review of the 10-inch and the 7-inch on my channel playlist. And no, Lori, they are not complex to install. They're already prepared. All you got to do is figure out where you want to mount the camera, drill the holes for the cord to run through, run your cabling in, mount the camera, hook your cables up, turn your system on, and you're good to go.
It's a plug and
Like I said,
play.
yeah, just go back through my new videos playlist. You'll find 2 different ones on secure, actually 3 different ones on the Securo system. In my last video review of the Securo system, I walked to the back edge of my church parking lot. It's a football field away, and the signal was just as clear as it was here in the house. And I took the DVR out there. I didn't walk out there. I took the DVR out that far.
Yeah.
Lori, if you decide to get one, let me know, and I will help you install it via, just like we're doing right now. I will help you install it. I can do that from here. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah, there are they are getting better and better with these security camera systems, and yeah, and that's what that was what number
3.
That was number 2,
Oh.
number 2 on the hot list.
Ah, it was poo poo. Damn. Can we change it so it's not a poo poo?
No, that's not. Yeah. So there's the list again.
Yes, Big Dreams. You can put it over.
Things you
You
can
can put
do.
it quite a ways away and still get signal. Yes.
Situational awareness.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot. This is probably the best stuff you can start at the top there.
Robert and Cindy, the power leads on the camera systems that I have are 10 feet. So that's
Okay.
a long range to be able to run the wires.
Now, these power leads, YouTube has them where you can get.
Those are showing 17. So
Yeah. So, but it's like you look down here and you go through it and you'll find extra. If you go through the different things there, sometimes it'll take a while, but you'll find where they have the extra leads, or you can just look for, Google, you just search up here, CCTV
extension.
camera power extension cord right there. Boom. Let's see what pops up.
And also, I'm going to tell you guys right now,
See?
if you decide to go with a Securo system, message me privately and I will get you a code to give you a discount. The guy that I got these from, I had to pay for the 10-inch, but he sent me the 7-inch for free to test. That's why I bought the 10-inch. I didn't have to pay full price, of course, but he told me that if anybody wants to buy one, I can get them a link for it. Okay, so if you decide you want to go with the Securo system, message me privately and I will get you a link.
Yeah, and they have all the different cords you can, the system I have for my house here, the camera is wireless and wired. It'll work either way. So I can run hardwire run the wires around, so I'm not using the wireless, and that way I don't have to worry. If I got to run a long power cord, I might as well just go ahead and get the 3-in-1 and run that out there too, because all my cameras have audio and infrared. So,
like I said, go check out my videos. I got 3 of them. First one's on the 7-inch. The last 2 are on the 10-inch, which I'll show the 7-inch in it.
right, Mimsy.
Welcome back, Tinker.
Now, the nice thing, another thing too, is some of these camera systems, the cameras operate on 6 volts DC. You can set up backup power supplies for your cameras so they can run even a grid down situation. And at 6 volts, you can get little solar panels to keep the 6-volt batteries charged, so they run 24/7.
Yeah.
That's one option I've still got to work on for this new system.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some of mine are on. I actually got some that were on a 12-volt system. I just have those little small, 5-watt 12-volt panels, and it charges it up and powers it all day long, runs it all night, and goes forever. well, not forever, but it went for years before I had to change. I even thought about changing batteries.
I guess I'm gonna have to think about getting into the new era.
Grandma's so happy. If you have any questions, hit me up privately. My email address is in my about section. Just hit me up and I will be glad to help you through it.
Yeah.
No problem, Big Dreams. Hit me up and I will get you a code.
Yeah, there's a lot of what things you can do with cameras, and like Dave is talking all about the wireless systems here. A lot of stuff I'm putting in here is going to be wired, because I'm going to be ripping out the walls and stuff when I redo the walls and redo all the electrical. So I'm going to hardwire cameras into the house. So that way the signals can't be intercepted at all.
Hey, Heavens, I didn't see you sneak in here.
Hey, Heaven's Essential.
She sneaked.
Yeah, some of those systems at Best Buy are pretty good. Best Buy tries to keep up on it with all the newest, neatest stuff, so they're out in the forefront. But yeah, for the do-it-yourselfers. But then, like I said, you check the stuff like on Amazon, like Dave was just saying, some of it is really, really good. Yeah, see,
Hey, Robert.
Heaven's Essentials is practicing OPSEC.
She did a good job because I didn't see her sneak in.
Yeah.
That ghillie suit is doing its job.
Get this back up there. So yeah, if anybody just came in, hasn't seen what we've been doing, we've started with went through this list one by adding things in about different things you can do to protect yourself from being swatted, what to do when you've been swatted, and there's just a bunch of good stuff here to do. If you're in a town, city that happens to have the CERT program, the Community Emergency Response Teams, that is a good way to get to know your local police department. In California, in the county I was in, all the cities that had a CERT team, excuse me, they would have, basically you don't have just one team. It's a CERT program that had a bunch of teams throughout the city, and they would have block parties, sort of like neighborhood watch parties. And they would get everybody out. They would police to come out and shut down the block for traffic. They'd everybody know, a week and a half advance what was going to be going on for these several hours on a Saturday. They would shut it down, and they would, have barbecues going and all sorts of games and stuff going on, and a chance for everyone to meet everyone and to interact with your local beat cops. They were part of the celebrities there for everyone to meet and greet. So, they would know the deputies or the city police officers and get together. I can't say it enough. Get to know your law enforcement. Hey, Rolling. Hey, Mark.
All right. Good night, Stringfield.
Yeah.
Well,
Good night, Lee and Teresa.
I live in rural America, and what the police do here is they hold shooting. I can't remember what the hell they call them, but everybody just gets together and goes out and practices shooting pistols or rifles, and they have like a big feed and stuff. And the cops go out and teach the youngsters how to handle firearms safely and stuff, and that's how the police department gets to know the people in my area who has firearms and who don't. And
Yep,
it's a way for everybody
I thoroughly agree.
to get to know everybody, you know. And
Yeah.
they do that a couple of times a year, you know. And it's kind of cool because we just go down to the range, you know, and everybody
See,
just
good night,
kind of
Red Dawn.
hangs out, you know, and you get to talk to the police guys, you know, and they're all pretty young guys, so
You need any beat?
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, National Night Out is another time. If your community doesn't do it, try to get it to do it. It is a great time to get everybody to know everyone and to know your highway patrol, your sheriff, your local police, your fire services, your ambulance service. The ones I've been at, I mean, basically it's tons and tons of people, and they set up booths. You know, different organizations. The Rotary Club will set up a booth. The VFW will set up a booth. The Boy Scouts will set up a booth, and everybody has all sorts of stuff, and everybody gets to know each other. And it's National Night Out is a really great event. Hey, Pete's Little Homestead. All right. So it's got some more popping here, so I'm going to fire it back up here for them. So this is what we've been doing so far. We've been talking about things you can do. Meet with your local LEOs, which is law enforcement officers. Install CCTV camera systems. Put up a sign when you're doing a live broadcast. You know, saying live YouTube broadcast in session. Leave the lights on outside, and in some of the rooms of the house. So if the cops do get called out there, and they come up, you know, they like checking in windows before they knock on doors. If the lights are on, they can see no blood around, no people dead on the floors, and they see, you know, kids and family moving around, you know, and they see someone sitting at the computer having, you know, broadcasting. That's going to take their anxiety level down a bit, and you know, it'd be a lot more easier to for them to interact with you. And remember, remain calm.
Not
If they start knocking on the door, don't get all agitated and pissed off that, oh, I got swatted. You know, remain calm. You know, talk to the officers, respect them. They're there to help you. You know, they're responding because someone's in trouble. So respect them. Officer respects support. Welcome with open arms. Literally, keep your hands empty. Nothing in the hands when you answer the door.
Put your hands in your pocket.
Yeah, no hands in the pocket. Hands up in front of you.
I'm bad at that. I always put my hands on my pocket.
Yeah, hands when you walk in the door, hands up. You know, when if you see the police cars out there, hands up. Hey, what can I do for you guys? You know, we're in the middle of a live broadcast. Do I just get swatted?
Yeah.
Yes, did I just get swatted?
I'm live streaming. You guys want to be on?
That's the next thing too. You know, afterwards, you know, invite them on. Say, hey, can you talk about this to my followers and let them know what happened? And you know, hey,
get the word out there.
Another great way to get them involved and to like you. Also, ask to meet your beat officer or your beat deputy.
Good night, Laurie.
Those law enforcement officers are assigned to specific beats for at least a year before they rotate, sometimes 2 years. Get to know them. There's one for the day shift, one for the swing shift, one for the graveyard if they have the 8-hour shifts. Otherwise, they may have 12-hour shifts. So, you know, you have an AM, PM guy. Get to know
Lori.
Night, Lori. One of the other things to do too is to, if you have a dog and you're doing your live stream, it might be a good idea before the live stream to put your dog away. But if the dog's out and someone comes knocking on the door and you see it's a law enforcement, let them know, I got to put the dog away. Let me put the dog away before I open the door. That way they know what you're doing. And of course, as always, practice OPSEC, operational security. Don't give out your information all over the place. You know, hold it close. You know, like here, I use my first name. Will uses his first name. You know, we on our about page, we don't have our physical address. We have post office boxes. You know, I don't give out my phone number to everybody. You know, very few people have my phone number. Of course, right now, if they looked up my phone number, it's going to come back to California.
That's going to be bad for you. I'm sorry.
But
one of them Californians.
I'm one of the good guys that escaped the socialist society.
The loony bin, huh?
Yeah. So these are some of the things that we've talked about so far, and we're looking for anybody who has any other suggestions of things we can do. But yeah, we need to get together as a community in your area, get together with all the other homestead YouTuber channels, prepper channels, bushcrafting channels, whatever it is in your area. Get to know all of them, even though, I'm just a homestead. Well, get to know the bushcrafters in your area.
Look what Dan,
preppers in your area.
Look what Dan M said.
Well, who said, Dan?
Dan M, yeah, he said they were in a hot tub. The DEA and the FBI kicked the door in.
Okay. Was it the right house or the wrong house? Don't answer that. So, yeah, always be honest with them. If you are packing when you answer the door, tell them, I got a concealed
No, don't
weapon.
even tell them. No, you put it down out of reach in plain sight.
Well,
you let them know when they come
yeah.
to the door, officer, there is a weapon over there, and let the officer walk over and make it safe.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. As soon as you see them pull up, you make sure it's out of your reach. It's nowhere where you can reach it. I tell you that coming from most police officers.
Yeah, if you don't see him pull up, if you haven't installed your CCTV camera system yet, and you go to the door and you open it up like Grant did, and it's like, oops. Yeah. Well,
if you just answer the door and you're concealed, make sure you just say, I don't, just with your hands up, say, I have a pistol, and point the direction it's in.
Don't even point.
Don't make no movements. You will be shot.
Hands
Every
like this.
cop I know will tell you. If you tell somebody, they'll tell you. If they walk up to the door and you say, I have a pistol, and you make a sudden movement to even attempt to point, you're going to put them on edge. Because they don't know you from Adam. So it falls back on number one. Make sure you know them. They know you.
Exactly.
Just keep both hands up. Say, officer, I do have a CCW, and it is on my right hip. Move your thumb. That's it. Make no other gestures.
Yeah. Well, even before that, if you have the on you and you realize what's going on, it's like just slowly put your hand on top of your head, interlace your fingers. They know and say, I have a concealed weapon. I did not realize you were coming. I am a icicle. Tell me what to do. And you give them.
They're going to tell you to turn around, keep your hands on your head. They will come up and they will remove the weapon. They will make it safe. Then they will probably put you in handcuffs and detain you until such time as they figure everything's okay.
Right.
Don't fight them. Don't argue with them. Just roll with it.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything wrong. They'll figure that out eventually. As long as you show them respect, you'll get it back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I tried to Google and search for the number of people that have been killed on swatting. And like David said, the families have been working hard, and I guess Google's been cooperating in squashing the stories.
The first one I ever heard of was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. And, Dave was telling me about a kid that had the game controller when the police broke in, and he was, it was one of those rifle ones, aiming at the, whatever type of, war game or whatever was on the thing, and he turned and got shot.
I heard that too.
Howie, no. That's for Santa Claus. This is for Santa Claus. You have the donuts and the cinnamon rolls out for the cops.
Unless, of course, you have the ones that I have. Most of these guys are on diets, self-put diets, not because they're overweight. They just choose not to eat such lots of sweets.
So you have out the
then you put out the little packets of raisins.
I have more raisins that I know what to do with. Get start my own raisin tree. I've got 36 boxes of raisins. This school sends my son home raisins every week. like 5 or 6 boxes, and he doesn't eat them that often, and I don't either. I probably should, but I've got way too many.
Yeah,
Right, see, boy,
sometimes,
if they know you, they won't.
yeah, sometimes they'll, but yeah, one will stay behind you all the time. Ah, Fairy Tale Christian has the proper thing to get on their good side. Yeah, except you'll probably wind up having the entire department stopping by to help out. Yeah. So, any other suggestions, people? Rack your brains. That's part of this. We were going to provide some of the answers, but we wanted you to rack your brains as well to come up with other ideas that we may have missed, because we're not omnipotent. We are not part of the. We are not called Q. We're not part of the continuum. So, this is the thing to do. If you're not by yourself, even if you are by yourself, get together with your the neighbors you trust, those in your community you trust, and have a sit down, because it doesn't just affect you, it affects the whole community. So get together, come up with ideas, work together. And like I said, block parties are a great way to get to know your deputies or your police.
Poor Robert.
Yeah, we all have our certain little problems like that, Robert. Mark, are you still here?
No problem, Larry. Gil, you have a question.
Question is Kathy, bring that up here. There are probably some forms you can Google out there.
You know who I would ask? I would take the time, and there's only one other channel that I would trust to ask for any kind of help with an OPSEC strategy. That's because he does this for a living, and that is Warrior Poet Society, John Lovell.
That are course traders.
John actually has a couple videos on how to put a strategy together for this. So go check out Warrior Poet Society.
Warrior Poet Society?
Yes.
That's his YouTube channel name?
Yep.
Let's see if I can find it here. Warrior Poet Society YouTube. Bam. And make sure this is the come on. It's thinking, and it's throwing a commercial up.
Of course.
And he has 571,000 subscribers. Does that sound like him?
Sounds like it.
And
should be a WPS. Yep, that's it.
All right. So let me pull this down. I will put the link here in the there we go. And I am subscribed to him already, but my bell came unrung. Dang it. Ring the bell again. Okay. I thought that was sounded familiar. All right. So yeah. I'm
actually going to contact him, see if I can't get him later on this year, provided our country hasn't gone to the crapper before then. Try and get him up on my channel.
Right. And for playlists, let's see what he has on his playlist. Shooting instructional videos, interviews, demos, gears, funny videos, training courses.
Heaven's Essentials, yeah, it pretty much is people that just do lives. Regular YouTubers don't usually get it because they're not live for the individual who's doing the swatting to see the fruit of their labor.
Yeah, but there, if sometimes though, what it may happen is that the SWAT may not happen while you're live. It may
Like
happen
with
in the
me.
middle of the night, in the middle of the night afterwards.
Mine happened as Kim and I got done doing her live stream.
Yeah.
Because she got hammered with trolls, and I laughed at them. And just as we were closing it down, they showed up at my door. They didn't appreciate me laughing at them. And I still laugh at them. Dave's funny.
But I wasn't getting any notifications of his videos for the last couple of weeks. You see, he uploaded a video 3 days ago, and I didn't get the notification.
Yeah, they actively monitor his channel. Cat.
Cats and everything.
Yep. She's being a frisky feline tonight.
Yeah. So, you guys, when you join Warrior Poet Society, tell them that Southern Ohio Prepping sent you. That way, Dave, when Dave contacts them, he goes, "Oh, you're sending me people? Okay, yeah, I'll do your live."
Never thought of it that way, but yes, please.
Please.
Yeah.
I also reached out to Colin Noir, but I haven't heard back from him yet.
Okay. I got to reach out to Doc and Nurse and see if I can get them.
I do have one being set up for in March, probably the middle toward the end of March, with Ben Davidson from Suspicious Observers, so we can actually go over what impact the sun actually has on our planet as far as the cycles and the other things that we've discussed in the past, but we've had no scientific backing because it's just us. I'm actually going to get an actual scientist on the channel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I talked to my friend of mine. I've known.
It's about right, Tinker's wife, but it is nice to know when somebody's making videos.
Okay, heads up, guys.
Well, I don't have Twitter anymore. Got rid of it. Night, Tibor. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son just got swatted a couple of weeks ago. They did it. The reason they did it was because they wanted the guy's channel because he had 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine I've known since I was a teenager. He's he retired as a biochemist engineer from Lawrence Livermore Laboratories, and I was trying to get him to do lives. He goes, "Nope, I'm retired. I don't do any of that stuff no more. Nope, I love my privacy. I'm playing with my grandkids."
There you go. Some people just outgrow it.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jim's he's 15 years older than I am. 15? 12 years older than I am. So, well, I think, smart man. Yes, he is. But he's so smart. I would love to get him on here and get him talking. He is a ham radio operator from before I met him. And like I said, I knew him when I was a teenager, and he's he's got more brains than I could ever hope and have.
Hey Gil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be live streaming again tomorrow at 3. You want to be on my panel?
Tomorrow at 3?
Yeah.
You're doing it early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try some different stuff. I'm trying not to wear myself out so much.
Okay. Do you have a topic?
I thought we'd just do a fly by the seat. When I tried a topic today, that went over like a little bastard at the family reunion.
You also came on at the same time as about 6 other live streams that were going on as well.
Yeah,
a lot of people were over at Virginia Prepper.
I was coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was actually moderating 2 different channels at the same time.
I got a semi topic for you, which is easy to do. Let me bring back. Just looking at my little cheat sheet here. How much is enough? That's pretty open, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of open ended. Yep.
Yep. How much is enough?
I don't have enough of
Okay,
these.
well, this shit,
Okay.
they're going to
I want
outlaw.
more of these.
More.
More.
How many is
More.
how many is enough?
Okay, Heaven Essentials. The problem is that the U.S. military is recruiting
I guess.
civilians to be ham radio operators, and they are pushing for ham radio operators.
Ham,
FEMA is pushing for ham radio operators.
ham radio is easy to get
Yeah,
too, by
yeah.
the way. It's like
Home-
$15 and it's good
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah,
You can
Homeland
get to it.
Security is pushing for people to become ham operators. In fact, Homeland Security has grants for municipalities, counties, and states to put in what's called the DSAR system, which is digital ham radio. So yeah,
Actually,
ham radio is being pushed. Now, are you in? You're in here in the United States, right?
see, if you're in the U.S., it'd be $15 for the basic one, but for $5 more, you could be like at the very top, and you can talk to anybody anywhere.
Yeah. I just wonder if she's talking about completely here in the U.S. or completely here in Canada. But California, Newsom. All right, no, sorry, Lieutenant. He's no longer Lieutenant Governor. He's now Governor Gavin Nuisance. Has his head so far
Right,
up,
Howie.
he has to open his mouth to see.
Oh, she's in commie.
He told him he was telling
Yes.
he was saying, oh, I'm going to shut down all the repeaters. Well, the problem was he can't shut down the repeaters. That is
don't
a
know.
federal
it's federal.
responsibility. He got called on the carpet. The FBI and the FCC went to talk to him, and I haven't heard much about it from him since.
No, he was pretty much smacked in the back of his head and said, "Don't you touch our stuff."
Oh, they weren't. He wasn't smacked in the back of the head. He was kicked in the and smacked in the back of the head.
Trying to be nice and family friendly.
Yeah. Well, he's kicked in the knee.
Sure.
But yeah, because he didn't realize that 90% of the repeaters in California are privately owned, and he can't do squat about them. Yeah.
You out of here, Howie?
Yeah, I have a big pet peeve against anyone who says to the people, "Well, we're going to do this whether you like it or not." That's not a leader. That's a dictator. That's not even that's not a public servant or a leader. That's a dictator. Yeah. Okay. Urban Grandpa Pepper. Hey, you're just showing up. We're about done. Getting ready to wind it down here in a couple minutes. Oh yeah. Well, wrong one. Yeah. He's and he thinks he's above the law.
Well, if he's a Democrat, then he is above the law. They've already proven that Democrats are above the law, where Republicans and independents are below the law.
Yeah,
they've already proven that.
Yeah, the problem is that there's two different. All right, there's your average man on the street Democrat, and then there is your Democrat who leads from power. They've been totally corrupted, and they're in there just to line their own pocket.
Yeah, I just found out I live next to a Democrat. I found out, unfortunately, the hard way. Because our little office, if you look over my shoulder, you see where's Figure? There it is. A new crock pot that was just given to me. And that was given by our apartment complex office. And one of the other tenants that live here, who I knew not very well, but she come over, she started spouting anti-Trump and all this Democrat logic, and I had to bite my tongue so I didn't get kicked out of here. Because I rated, I was ready to jump up on my soapbox and just let her have it, but I didn't.
Good for you.
Yes, Heaven's Essentials. We are in the Book of Revelations. But I'll save that for my channel.
Yeah.
Oh, Lori. Did she not help?
Back, can't sleep. Yeah, I noticed that. When was it? Was it last night? Or maybe all of a sudden, like at midnight or 12:30, all of a sudden you're back on there. Oh, I just watched this video.
Go watch a video that's long that you don't like, and it'll put you to sleep.
So I can't think of anything else we need to cover. We're down to 26 watching. Come on, 26 watching. You can think of any questions or anything that you have to worried about, even if it's not on the swatting, just general stuff. And we got about another 10 minutes here. We can answer questions.
Heaven's Essentials. No, she had no problem with me getting a free cockpot. She wants everything to be free. She was just saying Trump's a jerk and Trump is faking all this, and all this stuff that's going on is his political back-sided gains to make sure he stays in power. That he actually is doing. He's the one behind the whole impeachment process in the first place. That's actually all him.
Whoa! What Kool-Aid is she drinking?
I have no idea. Thank God I don't drink this out of the same water well she is. Like I said, I had all I could do not to jump up on my soapbox and let her have
probably slipping his
No, she doesn't. No,
Yeah.
I don't talk to her.
All righty. Let me go this. So I'm going to throw this one last time here for Urban Grandpa Prepper. It popped in here. This is what we're talking about. Here's the quick look at it. Wrong one. There we go. A little bit bigger. We got 10 things we covered. Most important, all around, meet with your local Leos. Get to know them. Make sure they know you. That way, if it does happen to you, they're like, wait a minute. This doesn't sound right. I've been here before. This is a cool guy. And, install a CCTV system, even if it's a little cheap one, just hardwire where you can see out front so you can see who's coming, so you don't answer the door with a gun in hand when there's a bunch of cops out there. Consider putting up a sign when you're doing a live broadcast. Leave the lights on. Always remain calm when they come to your door, and respect them. These guys work hard.
The sign works pretty good. I've been using a sign for like 4 years, and
I don't.
Everybody knocks even gently when they come to the door.
Yeah.
No, if I put a sign up, I'm going to have everybody knocking on my door just to interrupt me.
Yeah. Answer the door with empty hands. Number 8 goes back to number 1. Ask to meet your beat officer or your beat deputy. Get to know them, because they're the ones that are most likely to be responding first. And if they recognize your house and they recognize the address or whatever, they're going to wait a minute. Something's wrong. Something's not kosher here. This is a cool guy or a cool gal. If you have a dog, you may want to consider putting the dog away before your live stream. But if he's out and barking at whoever's at the door and you see it's law enforcement, announce loudly, hey, I got to put the dog away before I open the door.
And make sure even if your dog is not really aggressive toward people, if he's barking, tell him I'm putting my dog away because he's aggressive. And make sure you enunciate your words clearly. Do not give them any reason to doubt what you're doing.
Yeah. And practice OPSEC, your security, your personal information. Don't give your full name out on your live streams or on any of your videos.
I'll give you my birth name and you still won't be able to find me.
Yeah. You try searching for me right now, you can't find me either. Everything comes up 2 states away.
Yeah, you're in California.
Yeah. And use common sense.
Common sense is the biggest part of it.
Yeah.
Common sense and respect.
Yeah. That's right, Lori. I'll put that up there. Don't let them hear only, I'm aggressive. Yeah. The dog is being a pain. Let me put the dog away.
Hold it, my dog's in California. Hold on, I gotta go get it.
No, I don't want the dog to bite you. So, yeah.
But if you're already friends with the police in your local area to begin with,
that's
not something you're going to have to worry about. They're going to know you've already got a job. You've already got a dog. They're already going to know the kind of dog it is.
Yeah.
So when you announce I'm putting my dog away, they're going to realize, oh, he does have a dog. He's not lying. Everybody stand down for a minute.
Yeah.
Not everybody jump up with their M16 at the pointer ready going, I got him.
Yeah.
Can't help but hear my dogs when somebody knocks on the door.
Yeah. What was I going to say here? Brain fart. Squirrel.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, Heavens. That is extremely horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
My cat's afraid.
Oh, I remember. When in getting to know your beat officer or your beat deputy and stuff, get to know the dispatcher as well. Take the dispatcher some fudge. Even if they're on a diet, they'll love you. And also try to meet with your chief of police or deputy sheriff and get them to do what Seattle did. Seattle has a database of people that are possible. Hey, there he is. We needed you in here earlier. I sent a whole bunch of people over to you anyway, so you need to do more OPSEC videos. See if they can do what Seattle's doing and have a list of people that are potential targets for swatting. That way, if your name comes up on, hang on here, let me pull this down for ham radio.
I'm going to focus. It's not focusing. It is the Baofeng F8 Plus.
Yes.
8-watt radio instead of the 4.5 watt that the other ones are. That's the F8 Plus Baofeng.
Yeah. So, anyways, see if you can get your department, whatever department, sheriffs or police that covers you, to make a list, a database of possible targets for swatting, and make sure you're on it. That way, when the dispatchers get a phone call saying blah 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 blah, shooting, and your address comes up as, oh, wait a minute, this is one of the ones I think has a possibility of being a target of a swatting thing. They can relay that to the watch commander, and the watch commander can then take appropriate decisive actions of how he wants to respond.
Heavens, they are small, and Lori, you need a license to talk on it in non-emergency situations. If it is an emergency, at least here in the U.S., if it's an emergency, you can access the radio and use it as needed. Now, the reason I've got mine, and I know the local series and ham operators groups, and I know a few of the local CERT team. If, let's say, the tornado comes through my area and it takes down houses, being that is considered an emergency, I can jump on the radio and inform them, hey, look, I've got trees down, I've got houses blown over, possible injuries. I can let them know. So considering the area is going to be flooded via cell phone calls, people try to call people, I can let them know via the ham radio what's going on so they can relay it to the proper authorities in the area where I'm at.
Yeah.
Or you could also use it just as a walkie-talkie, and you could listen to the ham radio part. Don't cost nothing to listen.
Yeah. We talked about Warrior Poet Society and some of their videos on OPSEC. Everyone, see Corsair trainers in here on the side, right? I'm going to throw them up. You're saying hi, people. Corsair trainers, check. If you haven't subscribed to Steve, go subscribe to him and check out his videos on
Steve
OPSEC.
Gil,
And,
please.
huh?
Steve who?
Steve, Corsair trainers.
See if you can pop that one up for Heaven's Essentials, please.
Which one?
The private chat. Second one down.
Private chat. Okay. Okay. I'll throw that up over here. Yeah. If you go to, there's a,
this one's for beginners.
Okay.
Steve asked you a question.
Okay. Hang on a second here. Let me get this up here. That there. Enter. And Steve's, let me get back to the comments so I can see Steve's question. Oh, this thing's popping up.
Ask about
yes, we did. Oh, if they kick the door.
If they kick the door.
If they kick the door, freeze. You become what Will sucks on his live streams. Become a popsicle. and a robot. Do exactly what they say and do it slowly. They say put your hands on your head. You go like this.
Play
And
Simon
you
Says.
interlace the fingers and you put the hands there and say, I'm a frozen popsicle. What do I do now?
Simon Says, get on your ass. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what he let me bring this other thing up here real quick. Bingo. Come on. Okay.
My laptop trying to load YouTube while I'm streaming.
There we go. All right, so this is for a ham radio license. There's a bunch of there's a bunch of these different ones out here, but yeah, 5-minute lessons. You can actually download the entire pool of questions, and it'll say which ones are correct. Huh?
They also have apps for your cell phone if you got a smartphone.
Yeah, and you can just read through it all the time.
Let me see. I've actually got one on my
They have
phone.
practice. They have a practice test in there. You can just keep taking the test over and over and over again till you memorize it and go out and test. Our buddy that did it that way, he got 100% just by testing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, practicing. They got the different radios here. So you got the right here is it's called 440, and this here is the 2-meter band. The two most popular frequencies out there. You buy a 6-pack here, and they got
I don't want no beer.
They got all sorts of them. They got the mobile ones that go in your cars down here. There's all sorts of cool ones. The Bowfangs actually come with a special cable, USB cable, and a program where you can use an Excel spreadsheet and enter in what's called repeaters and frequencies of the clubs around, frequencies you're going to use. And it loads it in and programs it immediately.
Okay, there's several questions.
Okay, here we go.
First question is, Lori, is it just for the USA? I honestly don't know about Canadian laws. You'll have to check on that. Evans Essentials, you will have to go to a testing site to have the test administered, but you can do it. And the app for your phone, the one I recommend, is called Ham Test Prep. That's the app name, and it's very good.
Yeah. The other thing is check, and this is going to throw a lot of people on their ear, but hey, relax for a second. Go to the Salvation Army. They have ham classes either for free or for $10. This is just a class, and you go several weekends, and they teach you all about it. They just teach you more than just taking the test. They teach you actually about the frequencies, frequency bounce off the ionosphere, all that fun stuff, propagation, all the fun stuff. And they make it so you can understand it.
All right, Lori, if you're going to try and lay down again.
See you in a minute, Lori.
All right.
Chamomile tea.
Okay. Guys, we're over here. So Will's doing one tomorrow. What time?
3 Mountain Time.
3 o'clock Mountain Time. That's 2 o'clock for
Probably
California.
run for a couple hours.
And 4 Central, 5 Eastern.
That'd be
not probably. And if y'all get bored, I may have one about 9 o'clock Eastern, which would be 7 Mountain.
Yeah. So and Will is just in time prepping.
I am?
Just in time prepping.
He's late. He's been late every time. He's not in time anymore. He's late.
Barely just in time prepping.
Barely. Just in time.
Okay. All right, guys. So with that, we will see you on the next go around. And